Today we are looking at the top 10 cheapest Trainer Gallery Pokemon cards from the Sword and Shield era that you should be buying right now. At number 10 we have the Altaria from Silver Tempest. This card is at number 10 solely off the trainer involved in the card and not so much of the Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, I know Altaria isn't a bum, but it's not insanely popular unless you throw this girl alongside with it. I know her name's Lysla or whatever her name is, but for today's video we're going to call her Lisa. The Lisa craze is not just because of the upcoming Surge and Spark set either. This girl has seen some popularity for a while now, and with this card we are taking full advantage of this card, especially with a PSA 10, and you can see the prices here. At number 9 we have the Kingdra from Astral Radiance. Astral isn't known for its regular Trainer Gallery cards, but this card is absolutely beautiful. Normally I would say Kingdra is not the most popular Pokemon, but it has gained some popularity, and you can see that recently, especially with the Kingdra SIR boxes that were released with Shrouded Fable. This showed me that there is enough interest for this card, especially at a PSA 10, to go ahead and grab one of these bad boys up. At number 8 we have the Zekrom from Brilliant Stars. Anytime this big guy from the Black and White era has a card, it's worth picking up in my opinion. First off, not only is Zekrom's popularity respectable, but this card is absolutely insane. The artwork is pretty sick on this one, and I have to think that this one is a must-have in a PSA 10 for collectors and investors. At number 7 we have the Snorlax from Lost Origins. Everyone's favorite lazy Pokemon is always a must-have for any collector, and when you throw in some Cheetos, it's a shame that this card is still this cheap. Again, I don't think that this thing will serve you much good in a raw value, but I think this thing is pretty solid to have in a PSA 10. Anytime you have the original 151 involved, there's always a stigma, there's always that nostalgia involved, and I think that Snorlax is pretty high on that list. At number 6 we have the Jolteon from Brilliant Stars. The first evolution we are looking at today is the Jolteon. I always tell people I think Brilliant Stars is more of an evolution set than it is a Charizard set, especially when you look at all the trainer galleries that had evolutions in this set. So I don't think Jolteon is the most popular evolution, but it is still an evolution, an original 151, and the trainer involved is also an OG. The value and its looks at this card in a 10 will not continue to stay here at this price. This card is absolutely amazing, and even at PSA 10 at $57, one sale per week, that is very respectable for what I like to call an alt art regular rare holo. At number 5 we have the Vaporeon from Brilliant Stars. Cheers to my favorite OG evolution, but that's not the only reason why it's this high on the list. Outside of me, there is some following behind this Pokemon, so for the investors this one should carry some worth in a 10, but forget the investing side for a second. This card is absolutely stunning. It reminds me a lot of the Blastoise E-Reader from Expedition Base, I believe is what that's from, and this is another great card to add to any collection. At number 4 we have the Eevee from Brilliant Stars. It's so interesting to see how Eevee from Twilight Masquerade has become a big chase for the Scarlet and Violet era, and this card was just left behind. I don't think this one is a better artwork than the one that's in Twilight Masquerade by any means, but I do think that this thing's not bad. This is a respectable artwork. This card is in the top 4 because it is one of the few cards on the list that I believe should be in a raw collection and a PSA 10 collection as well. Any Eevee anywhere is always meaningful to a lot of people, and the artwork is pretty solid on this one. At number 3 we have the Pikachu from Lost Origins, and that's why this card is number 3. You know what's funny? I feel like there's not a ton of high value Pikachu cards, but there's a bunch of really nice Pikachu artworks. One that I believe will eventually fall in both raw or in a PSA 10. This one is epic. This card does have some negatives on the investing side, like the amount of Pikachu cards from the Sword and Shield era could bring this one down a little bit, but this one is very unique with the Sleepy Pikachu because we don't have one of those, so I think this one is a good pickup. At number 2 on the list we have the Gengar from Lost Origins. Unfortunately for Gengar, everybody knew that this card was going to fall at number 2. We all know what number 1 is going to be, unless you just joined the hobby or just got back into the hobby. The disrespect for this card is kind of crazy, especially from a price standpoint. This is something that we don't really see a lot with Gengar, is this style, and I'm shocked that it didn't perform better in the short term. Either way, this Gengar is beautiful and it's a great card to have graded or raw. And the number 1 yellow border trainer gallery card from the Sword and Shield era goes to Charizard from Lost Origins. When this card was first revealed, I always thought it was going to perform well, and not just because it's a Charizard. Dig a little deep on this card here. The artwork is absolutely amazing, and this is one that everyone loves Lance and Charizard, but my favorite thing about this card is the silliness of Charizard. Normally we don't see that from a Charizard card. Usually Charizard is always serious, it's always ferocious, it's always looking like it's pissed off, and it was nice to see the big bad fire lizard have a little bit of a soft side with this one. So this one is a good one to have raw or in a tin. Honestly, in a tin, that is low-key kind of impressive. It's up almost $4 on the day, so that's pretty good. I think this card is going to serve us well because I know we got some Charizard cards in the Sword and Shield era, but this is the only one of these that we got. So I think this is pretty cool, and I think it's going to do well in the long term. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It was short, sweet, and to the point. Let me know what you think about these trainer gallery cards down below. Do you collect them? Are you gonna collect them? What's your thoughts on them? Let me know if you'd like to see the same type of video but with trainer galleries with V and VMAX in their name. Also, let me know if you want to see the Crown Zenith Galarian gallery, because to me those are different than the trainer gallery. Make sure you join the Discord, link in the description. Make sure you check out PokeFactoryShop.com. We're trying to make it big over here, baby. I appreciate all the love and support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Poke Factory out. Peace!